Hey, welcome to part 24 of our multiplayer sea battle in Napoleon Total War. Today we have a 2 versus 2 small funds westerly wind fight, with first in the foreground myself, with 4 heavy frigates, 48 gunners, staged upwind, and now downwind is port. He also has 4 48 gunners, heavy frigates. And we both fly the Royal Portuguese flag. Let's go over and look at our opponents. Their names can be found at the end of the battle, as usual. And first downwind, we have a British squadron. And it looks like those are Razes, heavy frigates. Yes, sir. 4 48 gun heavy frigates. And upwind is an Austrian squadron with a 38 gun frigate and an ironclad, a steam augmented ironclad 80 gunner. And now let's take a look here as the combined fleets close for action. We set up our line. It looks like the ironclad is turning away. Looks like I'm going to have a collision. Now, proper use of that steam-powered ironclad, because it's so fast and it's heavily gunned, should be racing to take my bow, to cap my bow, to turn me away downwind. Now, what he just did was a big mistake in allowing the Razes now to come into range. Bow first. It's a big mistake. And this is a lot of these battles are just made, you make 1 or 2 mistakes in the battle and that's it. And you can lose the whole thing. And it'll drag on. Alright, I open the engagement. A couple broadsides on the lead Razee and he fires back. Now they turn upwind to come in line with me. Got to use that. The Austrian has to use that ironclad a little better. He should be leading the pack here, trying to stop me and turn me away. But right now they're allowing me to take position. And now the race upwind. It looks like I have the advantage, although I'm fighting the entire fleet. If you notice, Port with his 4 frigates now are going to take up position downwind and behind the enemy fleet. And what he'll do is we'll form, now that we've got them in this position, we can form our L-shaped attack.
Sir, our admiral is in mortal danger.
A lucky hit took out my fleet commander, and that's important. That lowers the morale of my entire fleet, so I'm going to have to be a little careful here. Okay, now the British and the Austrians are losing position. Taking hits. No, we're both taking a beating. Meanwhile, Port beating upwind now is coming in range. And they're going to have to turn and stop and fight Port here in a minute. But I'm going to come about now. I've taken some pretty good damage. I'm going to come about and see what they do. I'm going to need some repairing. That ironclad able to come online was able to do quite a bit of damage to me. So I'm coming around here to meet Port. We have our L shape. A lot of firing going on. Now the British Razes should be taking my stern now. I think they're a little confused. Now we've isolated one of the Razes. He's out there. He stuck his thumb out. 4 of my ships are going to be hammering him. He's already red flagged. I don't think he can last much longer. That's a very resilient ship, though. Meanwhile, Port has the blocking force working over the 38. He's already lost his mizzen mast. My 2 heavily damaged ships, I'm going to keep running downwind, get them out of the fire so they can repair. I set up a block with Port. We're on a beam reach line now. And now I think the Austrian ironclad is a bit confused. There goes the 38 now in full retreat, red flag. Okay, now that ironclad's taking quite the beating. I am repairing my 2 frigates and come back up online. No, I'm going to have to come up upwind now to stop that one Razy. I don't know what that ironclad just did. Fired at his own ally. Okay, now we have a little break in the action as the British fall back and repair, lick their wounds. Meanwhile, that gives us an opportunity to form line once more. Push, we can push ahead. Now they're jockeying for position here to form line. Quite sure how they're going to do this. They only have 3 ships online right now. That's going to give us the advantage. Okay, they have 1 Razy, British Razy is out repairing to the north. My heavy frigates are out to the south-southwest, and I am going to try to cap and turn them back downwind. Two of Port's frigates now we're able to get behind him, so it looks like we have a semicircle line going. Heavy firing going on, but the British and the Austrians are just circling. I don't think they know who to fire on. They should be in line now with some concentrated effort. Now I'm coming around and turning downwind a bit. Now Port's flagship is on fire. They've been isolated. 2 of his frigates have been isolated. Went a little too far to the north. 1 of the British Razys now is in retreat, red flag. Let's see if he surrenders. Port's got the fire out on his flagship. Firing. See if he turns upwind. There they go. Looks like they're going to come around to the south and try to fight their way out and get back up online. That'll give us an opportunity to reconstitute our force. I'm going to repair everything I have and then make the push. Okay, that British Razy came back. He's still red flagged though. And Port's on fire. His port quarter is on fire as he cuts off the Razy. A big broadside on that Razy as the Razy repairs. He's hove to, repairing. He made it through that. Alright, now Port has a good reach out of there if he can do it. Okay, Port fires a chain shot. at the ironclad, slow them down a bit. So using that ironclad with that augmented steam power really can be an asset, but you have to stay mobile. But he's using it just as a regular line ship, and I don't know why. Now Port's sending his 2 vessels down to assist. It actually has trapped the ironclad. Meanwhile, I'm going to come around and try to take the stern and try to force those Razes away to fight me, to take the heat off of Port so he can work over and stay engaged with the ironclad until it surrenders. Ironclad is pretty well beat up. He's holed on both sides. Looks like he's taking on some water. Meanwhile, the 2 lead Razes coming up behind the ironclad. Port firing grape shot to try to take out members of the crew on the ironclad. Now here comes these Razes, British Razes. I don't know what he thinks he's doing, but he's going to try to break Port's line. So what I've done is come around to support Port. I see that. And I'm going to try to get in behind Port on the south side of Port to stop them. Port takes a big hit, but there goes the ironclad is in full retreat. Red flag. I have one of my ships now chasing these guys down. Let's try to push those Razes downwind a bit. One Raze now, the first one that was retreating is now sinking. He's listing heavily and he has surrendered. So that leaves 3 Razes and the ironclad, which it looks like came back, so I'm going to take him out. He's in retreat again. The Port has cut off. He has actually sailed downwind and cut off those 2 Razes. So we have one isolated Raze who's pretty well damaged that I'm chasing down. Now I'm going to take my frigates now and help Port. Make sure we keep that Raze cut off from his other 2 friends. But we have to finish off that ironclad. He's lost a mizzen. And there he is. The ironclad has surrendered. So that makes a big difference now. Now the 3 remaining British Razes are in very bad shape. There goes one Raze in the middle now has begins to retreat, red flag, although he can come back. The firing continues.
Glorious victory,
a little confusing
sir.
at this time.
Yours.
And they want to call it as soon as that Raze, the middle Raze now has surrendered, which leaves 2 Razes. Port has fought his way through this. Immense firing going on now. Both Razes are red flagged. I don't think they can last much longer. Looks like the Portuguese fleet has done another job here. There goes the one Raze remaining. One Raze remaining. That looks like it's going to end pretty soon here. He's just hove to now. I don't know what he's doing. He's just furled all sail and he's just all stop. I don't know what he's doing. Looks like he's just waiting for the end. I'm going to get into position and try to end this for him. So it should end any second now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll try to get some more videos out. Don't forget to subscribe. Give a thumbs up if you like the video. And there it is. They've all surrendered. See you again next time. Obrigado.